relationship. I'm sorry this video is getting on late, but I appreciate your patience on allowing me to do that. All right, we're going to go through the review. This first page is the DCA review. That was 1 through, let's see here, 1 to 26. So I'm going to start with number 1, and then I'll make another video of the supplement. All right, let's get started. Number 1, I've heard y'all couldn't figure this one out, and so I was leaving it to your thinking brains to try it. I'm looking at the tables, and right now I've got to make sure that, like for A, I have to make sure that this table goes with this linear equation on each of them. So I notice on all of them, they have this 0, 3 and this 3, 0. I have a 0, -2 and a 3, 0. So on every one of them, it's showing us these particular numbers. And these numbers are very important. Do you know what all of those numbers are? That's right. These are all intercepts. So I think the best thing I could do right here is to find the intercepts for each of these. See if you remember this. I put a 0 here and a 0 here. Cover up. Oh, be careful. These are backwards. Oh, but they're the same. So cover up the y. 2 goes into 6 3 times. Cover up the x. 2 goes into 6 3 times. So the intercepts for the first line have to be 3, 0 and 0, 3. Let's go through these and see if we can eliminate any answer choices. Okay, on A, 0, 3 and 3, 0. They're both there. So A could work. B, 0, 3 and 3, 0. It's good. C, 0. Uh-oh, I can't read what that says. 0, 3 and 3, 0. Yes, that is, uh-oh, what just happened? There we go. This one could work. And 0, -2 and 3, 0. This answer choice is not going to work. So now I'm going to go to my second one. Let's do the intercepts here. Cover up the y. 4 goes into 12 3 times. Cover up the x. -6 goes into 12 -2 times. So I'm going to look at my second table, and I'm looking for 3, 0 and 0, -2. The first one, yes, this one works. So on A, both work, but I'm going to make sure all the others are incorrect before saying that's the right answer. Looking at B, I have 0, 3. That's not right. Looking at C, I have 3, 0. That's good. And 0, 3. That's bad. So this answer choice doesn't work. Therefore, the answer to number 1 is A. All right, number 2, I'm looking for no solution. Remember, with no solution, the x's have to cancel, the y's have to cancel, but the number right here cannot cancel, so that I get a number here that's going to be like something equals something, and those two numbers cannot be equal. So let's look at A. 5 and x are not going to cancel. 3 and 2 are not going to cancel. The 4's will cancel, but that doesn't really help me a whole lot. I could try to set it up, but I don't think that A is going to be my answer. Let's look at B. If I change all of my signs, the y's are going to cancel, but that's not going to be enough to get no solution. B is not going to be the right answer. Look at C. If I look at C, I have the x's won't cancel, the y's won't cancel. But what I notice here is if I multiplied everybody by 2 right here, that would give me 2 x's, 6 y's, and those are going to cancel. All right, so let's try that. We have 2x plus 6y equals 10. 2x plus 6y equals 7. If I change all my signs on one of the rows, change and change, I get cancel, cancel. That gives me 0 equals 3. 0 does not equal 3, so it looks like C might be the answer. But I'm going to check the last one just to make sure. Again, I have a situation where I can multiply everybody by 2. So that gives me 2x plus 6y equals 8. And 4x plus, whoa. Teacher, what are you doing? I am not multiplying this one. I only multiplied the first one. So that's 2x plus 6y equals 8. Now, if I change all my signs here, everything cancels. That gives you all real numbers, not no solution. So that is not the answer. C is right. All right. Number 3, I should be able to do this one really quickly because this is the unit we just left. You multiply exponents. So this is a to the 12th, b would be a to the 36th, c is a to the 20th, and when you multiply, you add, so that would be a to the 7th. So the correct answer for this one is A. All right, number 4. If x is not 0, then x to the 0 is always 1. Guess what? This is always true. Now, I know some of you might be thinking that like negative x to the 0 is not 1, but that puts a negative in front here, and that's not what it says. You also might be thinking like negative 5 to the 0, but that's not what it's asking you for. It's basically saying if you put parentheses around any number and then put it to the 0 power, yes, that's right, it will always equal 1. All right, on number 5, this has actually been on a test before. This answer is also B. Reese has, the way this has worked, he kept the 5 and the x together, and so the 5 went down to the bottom. That is incorrect. Herman did it right. The 5 goes on the top, the x to the third goes on the bottom. So the x to the third should be on the bottom by itself. Reese is incorrect because 5 should not be in the denominator. Okay, I need to see which of these on number 6 are equivalent. Well, on this one, you have to add the exponents. That gives me x to the 7th. Number 2 is already x to the 10th. 3 is x to the 7th. And the fourth one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, x to the 7th. So looking at these solutions, there are 3 things that are equal, and I believe it is D, 1, 3, and 4. All right, number 7, which is not equivalent to the other 3. Same type of thing. A, you have to multiply exponents, so that's x to the 6th. B is x to the 5th. You have x to the 6th here. Multiply those exponents, x to the 6th. So 7 is B. B is the only one that is not equal to the others. Number 8. Now this one, I hope you remember how to do this. We first have to set up 2 equations. We have boys and girls going to the homecoming dance. There's a total of 40 students. So I have boys plus girls is equal to 40 students. The second sentence, right here, still at the dance, and the number of girls, which is G, is a form of equals, 5 less than, so you skip a little space and put minus 5, twice the number of boys. This is your system of equations, and it is set up to solve by substitution. So I'm going to circle the G's, and I'm going to plug in your 2b minus 5. So I get b plus 2b minus 5 equal 40. I can't distribute anything here, so I'm just going to drop my parentheses. b plus 2b is 3b minus 5 equals 40. Move the 5 to the other side. 3b is 45, and the number of boys is 15. Now I'm looking, all these here, however, say girls. So I need to plug that back in to find the number of girls. Take the 15, plug it in. Whoa, right here. 2 times 15, take away 5, is 30, take away 5, which is 25. So the number of girls here is going to be C, between 20 and 30. Okay, these questions are more recent questions that we have had. We have a square with one side of 5x minus 3y plus 4. I need to represent the perimeter. Well, for a square, it's 4s for the formula. So all I need to do basically is distribute 4 to each of the terms for one side. So the answer will be 20x minus 12y plus 16. On number 10, I have to simplify the expression. The first thing I need to do is distribute a negative 3. So that gives me 6 minus 15x minus 6. Really watch that minus right there. Minus 10x. Now I need to combine like terms, so I have negative 15 and negative 10, which is negative 25x. And I have 6 minus 6, which cancel, so the final answer here is negative 25x. On number 11, I need to simplify this expression. Since I'm dividing, I am going to divide or reduce the coefficients, which is 4, and then I'm going to subtract the exponents, the larger exponent minus the smaller exponent. So on the W's, 3 minus 2 is 1. It's going to go on the top because the 3 is larger. Looks like the x is just randomly thrown in there, so it's going to stay where it is. Subtract the y exponents, and I get y to the second. Subtract the z exponents, and I'm left with z to the third. That would be your final answer. Number 12, this is the new information. I need to multiply 3x minus 4 multiplied by 3x squared plus x. And I'm going to go down on this side. I think I'll do this one in a box because the exponents are a little bit bigger. You could also FOIL or double distribute. 3 times 3 is 9. Add the exponents together and I get x to the third. 3x times x is 3x to the second. You have to add the exponents. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Keep the exponent the same. And negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Okay, so now I need to just arrange these, combining my like terms when needed. I'm going to start off with 9x to the third. My x squared terms can be put together. That gives me negative 9x squared. And then I have minus 4x on the end. That is my final answer. Number 13, I need to plug in my negative 3 and my 2 for the x and the y. So that gives me 9. And when you plug in, don't forget that you're supposed to use parentheses. Negative 3 squared and 2 to the negative 2. All right, I'm going to pull this over here. I'm going to draw a fraction bar. The 9 is going to go on the top because it has an exponent of 1. It's positive, so that means it stays there. My negative 3 to the second is going to stay on the top. It's going to turn into a 9 because negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. My 2 to the negative 2 is going to switch to the denominator, changing it to the positive 2. Now I need to work that out, and that gives me 81 over 4. Final answer. All right, number 14, I need to distribute here. So that gives me negative 5z plus 10, watch that plus sign, minus 3z minus 18. Watch these two signs, those will get you. And then I need to combine like terms. Negative 5 and negative 3 is negative 8z. And then 10 minus 18 is minus 8. So it's negative 8z minus 8. Okay, 15 was a very long time ago, but let's see if you remember it. I have two supplementary angles. That's 180 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to do this part first. X plus y equals 180. Now, I'm not going to confuse or mix together these two ideas. This is two different parts of a sentence. The measure of x is 3 times the measure of y. Well, since it only asked me to write a system, guess what? I'm done. Good job. Let's go to 16. All right, number 16 is kind of a difficult problem, and I bet you've forgotten how to do it. So let's remember as we go through and write the equations. All right, we have brownies and we have cookies. I have a total of 220. So I know that brownies plus cookies is equal to 220. My second equation says that each brownie sold for 75 cents. So I have to put 75 cents in front of the brownie, and for the cookie I have to put 50 cents. My total was $136.50. Now I'm assuming you have a calculator sitting there where you can multiply things. Now this is set up for elimination. For elimination, I need to make the B's or the C's cancel. If it's okay with you, I would like to go for the C's because it's a 0.5 and that just seems easier to me. So I'm going to multiply everybody on my top line by 0.50. That's going to give me negative 0.5b plus 0.5, whoops. If I'm going to distribute by a negative right here, I'm going to change my signs as I go. So negative 0.5c is equal to negative 110. I'm putting a negative 0.5 there so that my c will completely cancel. Leave your second one the same, 0.75b plus 0.50c. I could add the zeros here if you like. And that's equal to 136.50. All right. These 50s cancel. Over here I get negative 0.25b is equal to 2650. And if I divide, wait a minute, time out here. Oh, this is a positive. That's positive. So dividing by 0.25 on each side, my number of brownies is going to be 106. Since it asked me to find cookies and brownies, I've got to take my 106 and plug it back in over here, and the total is 220. So that means C plus 106 equals 220. And if you subtract 106, the number of cookies is 110. Oh, sorry, 114. All right, make sure you practice a few of those because I'm not sure if you remember how to do those or not. On 17, it asks you to find where these are going to be the same distance from the city. Well, same distance is where they meet, which is right here, and the number of hours is 2 hours. Okay, number 18, again, is a system of equations we haven't done in quite a while, so be brave and let's do it. All right, so we have 345 people. We have two totals here. We have a 345, so I'm going to put equals 345. We also have a total of 1395. Now, the 1395 is money, so I've got to write down how much each person costs at the banquet. All right, so what kind of people? I have adults and child. Okay, then it tells me that the adult's ticket is $5, so I have to put the 5 in front. A child's ticket is $3, so I have to put the 3. This is set up for elimination. I need to multiply by something so that these cancel. I think I'll multiply by 5. So that gives me 5a plus 5c equals 5 times 345 is 1725. Now I've got to do the 5a plus 3c equals 1395. I need to change one of the lines to make sure that they cancel. And I get cancel, cancel. Whoa, hello. This is 2c. This does not cancel. What are you thinking? This is 2c, and that's equal to 330. Divide both sides by 2. And I get the number of children is 165. Now I need to take that 165, plug it back in. So the number of adults plus 165 is equal to 345. Subtract 165, and A is going to be 180. So the number of adults is 180. And the number of children is 165. Okay, for this problem, we have the system of equations. We want to find out what the solution is. Well, the solution occurs when both of the values are the same. So that would be at 0, 3. All right, number 20. Again, I need to find the system of equations, the solution. The solution occurs where they both cross, which the x value is 2, and it looks like the y value is 3. Now, since it's to the left, that is a negative 2 and a positive 3. Number 21. It says the area of a rectangle, so we know that that's length times width equals area. The area is 12a to the 4th, b to the 6th. Now, I'm also given the length. So what I'm going to have to do is divide by the width to find out. I'm going to have to divide by the length to find out what the width is. So I'm going to take that 12 and I'm going to divide by 3ab to the 2nd. 3 goes into 12, 4. Subtract the a's, that gives me a to the 3rd. It goes on the top because the 4 is larger. Subtract the b's, that gives me b to the 4th. It goes on the top because the b is larger on the top. Okay, we have the length of a rectangle, and we know what the length is and the width is, and we have to find the area. So all we're going to do on this one, we don't have to multiply. We don't have to divide. because we're given the length and the width, we're just going to multiply each of these. 7x 4y 4. So you have to multiply the coefficients. That gives me 112, and add the exponents. X to the 7th and y to the 6th. That's the final answer. On 23, we're asked to find the perimeter of the triangle, so I've got to add all these together. I have x plus 3x minus 3 plus 2x plus 5. Adding all the x's together, 1x and 3x is 4. 2 more is 6x. Then I have 5 and negative 3, which is plus 2. Final answer. All right, looking at number 24, we have to tell if it has no solution, one solution, or infinitely many. Well, no solution means that they have the same slope, but their y-intercepts are different. One solution means they have different slopes and different y-intercepts, probably. Infinitely many means that everything is the same. So looking at this, I would say this has no solution. The reason it has no solution is that the slopes are the same and the y-intercepts are different. That means that since they start at a different place and they have the same slope, they are never going to intersect. Number 25, I have to take the x and the y value and plug it into the system to make sure that it works for both of them. So that's negative 3 times the x value plus 2 times the y value. I have to make sure that gives me negative 21. Well, negative 15 and negative 6 is negative 21, so that looks like that will be right. Okay, look at the second one. I need to plug it in. Negative the x value minus the y value is supposed to equal negative 2. I can change my signs here, and negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2, so I have showed that it is a solution. On number 26, I am given an x value and a y value. That should be a comma there. I think this one's also been on one of our tests or reviews. I have to plug into the second equation. I need to plug in the x and the y so I can find out what b equals. The y value is 5. So right here, I'm going to take 5 equals b times x. X is 3 plus 2. Rearranging, I have 5 equals 3b plus 2. Subtract 2 from each side. I have 3 equals 3b, and b is equal to 1. So the b value would need to be 1 in order for them to cross at the point 3, 5. All right, that's the end of this review. I'm also going to put up another review in just a little bit on the supplement, which had a little bit more difficult problems. Don't forget, you have a double quiz tomorrow. And then on Tuesday, I am going to be checking 3 videos. So make sure you have all 3 videos done. We had the video that had the factoring. Then we had slip and slide. And you will have another video on Monday night. So make sure you watch all 3. All right, Bearcats, good luck tomorrow. Bye.